Hey everybody, welcome on in to, yes, this is Sports Live in the 215, but it is also the first episode of the Wrestling Ramble. This is also your Royal Rumble review for February 2nd, 2025. I am your host, Connor Okuda, and this is Sports Live in the 215 finally expanding into the wonderfully silly world of professional wrestling. Now, quick programming note. These episodes will come out every I will try to get them out every Tuesday and Saturday with with episodes of episodes of the Wrestling Ramble also potentially coming out on Thursday because of AEW Dynamite. But we'll see how it all shakes out. But for now, um, we'll stick to the Tuesday and Saturday schedule. And let me know if you guys do want to see those AEW Dynamite reviews. I just think that product is so cold right now that I would just get frustrated watching it. So and I want AEW to be successful. I really do. It's frustrating to see how far that product has fallen, um especially when a guy who was their biggest star um had fights with like the guys who founded the company. Um, like it's really sad to see how far the stock of All Elite Wrestling has fallen, and I, like many in the wrestling world, want AEW to succeed. But when you have a fan who doubles as a booker for only the wrestling sickos, your product isn't going to expand um, into uh, into kind of a national or global audience like WWE. Like at that point, if you only market to the quote unquote sickos, I believe I believe your product is destined to only be considered basically a super indie for the smart marks of wrestling fans. But anyway, let's get to the Rumble. I thought I thought the show as a whole was a pretty good show. You had your surprises, Alexa Bliss coming back, um, Charlotte Flair finally returning from injury, Trish Stratus coming back, who still looks like she could compete on this roster today, which is no small feat, I'm sure. Like there were probably so many girls in that ring who watched Trish as a little girl, and now being able to share the ring with her had to be pretty cool. Um and it was I'm sure it was pretty cool for the guys who were fans in the Attitude Era to see their crush back in a WWE ring. They like with Alexa Bliss coming back. I never thought we would see her again. Um, just because of how long she was off, and like she must have had a couple major setbacks with her injuries um and stuff like that. So So yeah, that's probably why it took so long, is because of those setbacks. Um, I thought that Julia, Roxanne Perez, um, Roxanne Perez, Lash Legend, um, basically all the NXT women put on a really good showing. I there's a reason that they are next up as and considered as the future of the business. I thought Julia had a really nice outing in her first Rumble, obviously, um, and Triple H and Shawn Michaels. The thing I like about them is that they're willing to go all around the world to kind of scout for talent, and I know AEW is too, but like with Triple H and Shawn Michaels, it seems like their fingers are just on the pulse of what wrestling fans as a whole want. Maybe not every wrestling fan wants the WWE style, and that's okay. That's why wrestling is considered um kind of a circus. Um, like some people like high flyers, some people like just big guys beating the hell out of each other. Um, some guys like comedy in their wrestling. Some people like technical wrestling. Some people like the well, as Jim Cornette calls them, the glorified stuntmen of professional wrestling, the hardcore aspect of the business. Um, so it's all a matter of taste, and that's what I think makes professional wrestling beautiful, is that it can appeal to any level of taste. Um, a lot like the circus. Like, you, some people might want to go see the trapeze artists, or the lions, or the freaking um guys who juggle, or the magicians. It's just a matter of what you like. It's a matter of what your taste is. And I thought the women's rumble provided a good real dose of that variety. You had the Japanese stylings of the NXT champion Julia, who came to NXT from, I believe, Stardom, or yeah, I believe it was Stardom. And obviously, if there obviously any wrestling fans in my comments can of course correct me. And then I believe Stephanie Vicker came from CMLL. So you had kind of her lucha libre style on display, which was really interesting, combined with the athleticism of Bianca Belair and Naomi, which was something, which was a real sight to see for me, because like all of those ladies I just mentioned look like they could be stars for the next 5, 10, maybe even 15 years. I think I I just think that the way honestly, the way Triple H handles his women's division, it does leave a lot to be desired, but I do think I do think I do think with time he'll be able to kind of grasp how to book all these ridiculously talented women, and I can say for certain the Triple H era of WWE creative is so much better, so much better than anything anything that preceded the last like 4 or 5 years of Vince's run in WWE creative. It's almost like when you have someone who is in touch with what the fans want because he was a fan, a wrestler, and a booker now. Like he's been at all three levels, and that's so important for the creative of a product to have someone who saw the business from all three sides. And I think the talent respect that and they appreciate the level of creative freedom that Triple H gives them. Um, so um, yeah, and then at I want to say it it was at um 15 that Charlotte Flair came back. I know she had a pretty gruesome knee injury. I saw a bunch of videos on her Instagram. She was working to get back, and to see her get back and put on the performance she did was really really good. It was really cool for her to kind of get that baby face reaction and to have her win the Rumble was really it was a good call. And even though I think she's a terrific heel, she's a pretty solid babyface, but you just know whenever she's a heel. I mean, her dad is Ric Flair, one of the greatest wrestling bad guys of all time. So it makes sense that she is a natural heel. And but she got a really nice babyface reaction. Alexa Bliss returned to action. I in the women's Rumble match. Um, I believe it was. Let me check. Um, it might have been 21 or 23. Um, yeah, I thought she put on a good showing. Um, really, all the women deserve some kudos because they they really gave the crowd kind of a hot opener. Well, not kind of a hot opener. They gave the crowd a hot opener, and they told the rest of the people on the card, um, particularly Motor City Machine Guns and DIY, like follow that. And yeah, I feel like Motor City Machine Guns and DIY certainly did a a very very good job at following that matchup, um, and following the Royal Rumble match. So anyway, so let's get to that match now, shall we? This was a 2 out of 3 falls match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. And the first fall, it really seemed like DIY was able to kind of set the tone and dominate that first leg of the match. And then I want to say it was um it was Saban who was I think he might have been kicked in the side of the head and then um and then Johnny Gargano covered him for the 1-0 advantage over the Motor City Machine Guns, and then the second fall I want to say went for another 10 to 15 minutes before the Guns of Shelley and Sabin hit their tag team finisher they call Skull and Bones, where Alex Shelley comes off the top, hits a crossbody while Chris Sabin hits a neck breaker, and that tied the match up at 1 apiece. And then finally, the final leg of the match went another like 10 to 15 minutes before Sabin and Shelley go for Skull and Bones again, but this time there were two hooded figures. One of the hooded figures distracted the referee, while the other one to went toward the top turnbuckle where Alex Shelley was standing, and hit Alex Shelley with a crutch, and the person who was revealed to hit Alex Shelley with a crutch was the injured Angelo Dawkins, who initially when I first saw it, I thought okay, Dawkins and Montez Ford are turning heel, but honestly, they from what I saw after the match, which we'll get to, I saw that after the match, following DIY hitting, I believe it might have been Shelley with their meeting in the middle finish where Gargano hits a super kicks his opponent in the face while Ciampa knees his opponent in the back of the head. It looks pretty nasty. They both Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins attacked DIY while they held up the WWE Tag Team titles above their heads, and that's how kind of that match and then following little segment ended, and then from there we went from the WWE Tag Team title match to the WWE Championship match, which pit the thief of the Winged Eagle title. I will not call him the champion because he was not the he did not hold the Winged Eagle title. He stole it because Triple H gave that belt to Cody Rhodes for the first Saturday night's main event. But anyway, so I thought Kevin Owens came out, and even his shirt made it known how terrific of a heel Kevin Owens is. It said, "The Canadian Dream, son of a security systems technician," just freaking ripping on Cody's dad, who he actually trained under at the PC when Kevin Owens was in NXT. And like the thing I love about this heel run is those that watched Kevin Steen in Ring of Honor, like know how great of a prick that guy can be. He can be a great babyface too, but he's such a good heel. Like he's just, oh my god. and I thought that match was absolutely fantastic. Both guys just went out and they freaking battered each other for like it seemed like a half hour. Um, it was just they were fighting all around the arena, and then but both guys took beers away from plants who I believe are or took beers away from fans who I believe were plants who were just designed to hold a beer and then have the wrestlers take it um, and use it on their opponent or throw it in their opponent's face. But I just think that I thought that whole match was absolutely tremendous. Um, and then late in the match, I want to say Cody hit KO with an Alabama Slam that was set up in between the ring and the English speaking announce table, through a ladder, and then brought him back in the ring, hit him with a crossroads, and then retrieved both the Winged Eagle and the Undisputed title to win the match and retain his title. So this was a really solid match. I think both guys did do their they did their best to follow the previous two matches, and they put on a really, really good show. And then finally we get to the main event of the evening, which was the men's Royal Rumble match. I thought the first two men in the match, Rey Mysterio and Penta, they put on a really good show, and Penta was the Iron Man of the match, lasting more than an hour. That Rumble was really star studded, and I feel like everybody kind of had their working boots on, and they were ready to go. At one point, I saw this clip floating around social media today of IShowSpeed, who was Logan Paul's business partner for Prime Energy. He he somehow got in the ring, and because Prime is like one of the sponsors for WWE PLEs, but he somehow got in the ring and then was speared out of his pants by Braun Breaker. I would not be surprised if there was, or he was speared out of his shoes. I would not be surprised if there was something brown that might have come out of IShowSpeed, if you maybe catch my drift. Oh my God, Braun Breaker is an absolute killer. I thought Joe Hendry, the TNA world champion, coming out and making an appearance at the Royal Rumble, I thought was really cool. He has the most over entrance song in the business. I thought he put on a good showing. I thought really everybody in the match, and really everybody on the card really put on a good showing. And then Jey Uso eliminated John Cena after John Cena eliminated Logan Paul from the Royal Rumble to win the match and secure a spot at WrestleMania. I thought the match as a whole, or I thought this show as a whole, I would give it a grade of B plus. It was a really solid Royal Rumble, and honestly, I was a bit taken aback by the choice to have Jey Uso win that Royal Rumble. I would have thought I'd have thought um Punk was a big um a big favorite to win the Rumble, but I guess not. And I also think it was a huge missed opportunity from Triple H to kind of go not have John Cena win the Rumble and then have him lose at WrestleMania, and then you kind of tell the story of the chase for 17 the second half of the year, and then you win. Then he wins on like his final PLE of his career, which I would just think would be a really cool story. Um, but that's not the direction Triple H decided to go in, and hopefully let's see where this story goes. Sometimes the unpredictable route can create some really interesting possibilities. But we'll see. I wanna um I wanna thank you guys for listening to this, and as always, ding ding ding.